How Capitalism Illustrates Conflict Theory in the Democratic Republic of Congo. For many in the United States and other Western societies, a new iPhone or a new Tesla is nothing more than the latest status symbol to be flaunted in front of friends, family, colleagues, and peers. These things are used to portray a symbol of achieved social status and to enhance one's social standing within an in group or even an out group. The social structuralism of Western countries is so engulfed in capitalism that even the have nots have adopted sayings like fake it until you make it. This fake it until you make it attitude has left many no longer questioning the actual price of making it in Western society, but with a desire to simply make it at all and at any cost. Fancy trinkets and trimmings are a must for those seeking to climb the social ladder and rise within the social stratification ranks in Western society. But do people really think about the true cost of these things, which they use as props to help frame their image as they attempt to ascend to the upper echelon of the social stratification ranks of Western society? Where is that iPhone or Tesla made? Where do the parts come from? What is the real cost to make these products? The free market of capitalism is not so free for all, as I will help you to see. Capitalism requires an underclass to support its very existence, and this creates conflict between different classes to maintain a capitalist system. The conflict is often played out in competition over resources, with social order being maintained by power and domination rather than consensus. This is an example of conflict theory. Marx and Frederick Engels stated in the Communist Manifesto, the history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles. And Marx and Engels may indeed have been onto something with this statement, as struggles within different classes can be traced back as far as ancient Rome. Historians have documented the well known struggles between the patricians, the wealthy upper class in ancient Roman society, and the plebeians, the common working class in ancient Roman society. These two groups were often at odds as they vied for resources and power in ancient Roman society. Not much has changed today, or as an old quote states, there's nothing new under the sun. Problem with this competition for resources is that it often leads to an erosion of morals or a callousness towards other members of society, and ultimately gross inequality spreads as the ills of capitalism spread beyond the West onto a global stage. What does this have to do with an iPhone or a vehicle made by Tesla, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see, chances are that vital parts of that iPhone and new model Tesla, which society covets so much, comes from an obscure part of the world many in Western society rarely think about, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Example of global stratification can be seen in the vast income gap between nations like the United States and the Democratic Republic of Congo. For instance, one US dollar is equal to about 2,905 Congolese franc. This is important when it comes to that iPhone or Tesla many Western consumers covet. iPhone, as you probably know, is a product of one of the most successful companies in the world, Apple Inc. According to Statistica, Apple's total revenue for 2024 amounted to around 391 billion US dollars. Tesla Inc. is a multinational automotive company known for manufacturing automobiles, solar panels, and batteries for cars. According to Statistica, Tesla's total revenue for 2024 grew to nearly 97.7 billion US dollars. Both Apple and Tesla depend on minerals mined for the Democratic Republic of Congo. The minerals mined to help manufacture parts for the iPhone and Tesla have been dubbed by some as conflict minerals because the profits from them are believed to help fund wars. What's even more disturbing about the mining of these minerals is not only that they are being mined in some of the most dangerous and hazardous conditions, but it has been discovered that child labor is often used to mine these minerals as well. According to an article by NPR, rechargeable batteries for items like smartphones, computers, and electric vehicles are frequently powered by cobalt, mined by workers laboring in slave like conditions for just a few dollars a day. In 2019, some Congolese families sought to hold five tech companies liable for their alleged use of child labor to mine cobalt in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The five tech companies listed included Apple, Google, Tesla, and two other unnamed tech companies. The Congolese family sought to hold these companies liable for the alleged use of child labor to mine cobalt in the DRC. According to an article published by CNN on Tuesday, March 5th, 2024, titled Federal Appeal Court Throws Out Lawsuit Against Apple, Google, Tesla, and other tech giants over alleged child labor in Congo. According to a recent ABC News article published March 6, 2024, titled U.S. Court Absolves Top Tech Companies in Congo's Child Labor Case, a U.S. court recently absolved five of America's biggest tech companies in a case over their alleged support of child labor and cobalt mining in the Democratic Republic of Congo on Tuesday. The five tech giants, Apple, Alphabet Inc., the parent company of Google, Dell, Microsoft, and Tesla, were accused of knowingly benefiting from and aiding and abetting cruel and brutal use of young children in the Democratic Republic of Congo to mine cobalt. However, in a 3-0 decision on Tuesday, the U.S. Court of Appeals for District of Columbia held that the tech companies could not be held liable, with the court decision stating they did not have anything more than an ordinary buyer-seller transaction with suppliers in the DRC. This dismissive decision reeks of the similar excuse which America uses for denying reparations to Black American descendants of slaves when people attempted to hold slave owners, their descendants, or the country of the United States liable for their actions in the participation of slavery, the general response would often be something to the effect of, their own people sold them into slavery. We just had an agreement with them. As if all immorality is excused because of an agreement among a group of mutual beneficiaries in an immoral pact. Those who have entered into these agreements fail to realize that simply because they view the agreement as business, it does not absolve them from immoral and cruel acts while participating in slavery, nor participating in child labor, which is another form of slavery. Much like chattel slavery, modern day child labor in countries like the Democratic Republic of Congo disregards the safety, health, and overall welfare of child laborers sent into mines to dig out cobalt under hazardous conditions for meager wages, and sometimes under the threat of violence, all in the name of capitalism. And we haven't even mentioned the extreme damage being done to the environment and the displacement of families in the DRC to continue the expansion of mining these minerals. Agnes Callamard, Amnesty International Secretary General, was quoted as saying, the forced evictions taking place as companies seek to expand industrial scale copper and cobalt mining projects are wrecking lives and must stop now. As global capitalism continues to spread, more countries on the bottom of global stratification ladders may see their citizens and even their children become swept up in the whirlwind as companies such as Apple Inc. and Tesla Inc. continue to further social conflict while taking advantage of those less prepared and less capable of competing for resources. There must be more of an outcry or a boycott from everyday consumers of these products so these corporations can be held accountable. Material items such as iPhones or Tesla, which are often used as status symbols, should never be more important than the safety and well being of a child. Everyone must come to grips with the pain and misery the demand for these products has caused in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We must step up to end the callous consumption of these products to the detriment of the Congolese children and the Congolese environment. We all bear a social responsibility and a moral obligation to ensure these companies take concrete steps to end the atrocities in the Democratic Republic of Congo. No product should ever be in such demand that we compromise our morality and empathy in order to selfishly consume them.